Hello lovely people, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. This is Luta, and today we are making some chicken wings, and we are pairing this with some sweet potato chips. So I'm beginning here with making my spice mix, and you will find the spices that I'm using just up there. It's my meat prep day. My meat is nice, fresh and clean, and so I'm just using this baggie to mix my spices with the chicken wings. The chicken wings are nicely cut. I have just the two parts of the chicken wings, the drumstick kind of thing, and the wing. So I'm shaking them nicely after adding a 1/4 cup of the spice mix, and then I'll put in a container and freeze. So this was last Friday that I was prepping the meat, and today is Wednesday, and that is when I was grilling it. So it's been in the freezer for since Friday, and then I removed it on Tuesday and let it sleep in the fridge. So it's frosted nicely by now and ready to cook. So on this other side, I was just preparing my sweet potatoes, and I'm slicing them by hand, that is by knife, and you have to use a really strong and big knife, very sharp, and you have to be careful how you hold the sweet potato because it's a hard vegetable and it can slip out of your fingers. So you have to be very careful, and then you have to try and cut them very fast so that you can get the maximum effect of the knife, and just cut closely so you get very thin potato slices. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm using canola oil to fry these sweet potatoes, and I'm frying them until they're just golden brown. You don't want them to turn because thin as they are, they might turn brown very quickly. So I've already started cooking the first batch, and I just wanted to show you how I'm slicing there. So it's going down well. Alright, so I used 2 medium sweet potatoes, and the advantage is that they were a nice size, a nice regular size. Almost all the shapes were the same size except the top and bottom, and so I got a nice ring, and these were enough for a family of 5. So 2 medium potatoes were a good size for the farm, and once you fry them like this, they won't be as crispy as a normal potato chip, but they are really tasty. And once they're fried like this, you can add red chili powder, chili flakes, or just salt and pepper. And then so here now I'm grilling the chicken wings, and I'm just doing this outside. It was starting to drizzle, but I had already started, so I continued, and they cooked really well. So this is about 8 minutes in. The grill was nice and hot, so as you can hear the sizzle, but they were still sticky, the stickiness that comes with chicken. So I couldn't really turn them, so I let them cook on a bit for a bit longer, so I could be able to turn them. Because once they cook a little longer, they release that water in them, and so you can be able to turn. So we are cooking until they get cooked through and get a nice crisp on them. So after this, I covered for a further 25 minutes, and I just tried to relax and let them cook because I knew they were not going to burn. So this is how they look 25 minutes later. I had already flipped at the 15th minute, and this is how they look. Not as cooked as I want them to be, but they have a nice color on them. So I want them to really cook through so that you don't find any red meat, any red in them, any pink, that pink that shows that the chicken is not really cooked. So I cooked them for a little longer. So I was using my camera to with one hand. I was holding my camera with one hand and trying to turn with the other, so it was a bit tricky. All right, and so here they're cooked and sticking a bit on the foil. The skin is sticking on the foil a little, but I was trying to avoid that, and turn it gently. So yes, I cooked this for a further 5 minutes just because I wanted to make sure they're really well cooked through, and also wanted them to remain juicy because I wasn't going to use any sauce on them. I was serving the sauce on the side. I know it's common to have the sauce layered on them like that, but as a person of preference, I like the meat to just be tasty, and that is why I season the meat when I'm about to store in the fridge or in the freezer. Just immediately I season the meat so that when I cook, I can have all the flavors in. So that is not really a marinade, it's just seasoning. But when I need to make a marinade, I will do that and just store in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. But that is not common with me. This is the easy cooking with Ndo's channel. So I don't do a lot of marinades, but I might have to along the way just when I have like more time. But these are tasty enough without marinating, so I didn't go that route. I just seasoned and kept in the freezer, and then took them a day earlier. Took them out a day earlier and put in the fridge, and they thawed nicely by the second evening. So they're perfect now. The sizzle is nice. The color on them is really nice. I removed the volume so you can't hear the sizzle. One side of this grill tends to be, I think, hotter. It cooks faster, and you can see like the juices were burnt. So I want this to be well done. So that is why you saw me like earlier exchanging the meat pieces, especially the big ones. I wanted them to be where there's most heat. So you can see all of them are cooked, and there's a nice color on them. I like my meat well cooked, even if it's beef. So well cooked to a point of, if it's charred a bit, that is good for me. I would still work with that. So well cooked is good and safer, I think. Yeah, so just the struggle of holding the phone with one hand and trying to pry them all, off the foil. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. And then I was set to serve on a chopping board, so I just laid some foil on the chopping board. Now I know there is a disclaimer about foil not being safe, but sometimes you just have to use what you have. So one thing I have to say is that I got my sweet potato chips recipe from Feb's Kitchen. She's a Kenyan YouTuber, and I just love how she does her meals. So I really like that sweet potato recipe, and I borrowed it. So I decided I won't serve them as a snack. Instead, I will just pair them with these wings, and the pairing was awesome. So I did an avocado dip and a ranch sauce dip, and we had some sauce from a pizza takeout, and so I served with that as well. So we had these 3 dips, and I have to say the avocado one, like, it was everybody's favorite, but I really loved the ranch sauce on this sweet potato chips. So I would go that with that even the next time. So with the chicken, the avocado is amazing, but with the chips, the ranch for sure. So thank you for watching. Bye.